Did you guys hear the Aaron Rodgers rumor? What are the implications that the Niners are supposedly ready to trade for him if the Jets don't? I did hear that rumor. Is it a rumor or is it someone's opinion? I was confused.
I think it's more somebody's opinion that that's what's going to happen. I don't. It's every year. This is it's a hot take. Everybody, this is one that's going to get 49ers fans talking. The 49ers can do it. As far as the implications, the 49ers, I was reading an article where because the salary cap implications aren't awful for the 49ers. It would be about 50. They pay Rodgers would be probably about $15 million against the cap for him this year, and about 26 next year, and then it kind of goes from there because of options and things like that they can do. But the problem is that Aaron Rodgers is already 40. How much longer is he going to play? Is he going to play till he's 44? Because if he's not, then you're wasting money on the back end.
Also, the Niners just got done saying that the key to their roster construction is a quarterback on a rookie deal. Like Kyle said it, Lynch said it, Jed said it. That being said, they change their story every 2 weeks. So, and they don't seem to care that they, you know what I mean? They can be like, whatever, it's Aaron Rodgers. So, but it's like, you just said that you want to go cheap at the quarterback position because you have this special team, you want to keep it together. Like, you're going to break it up for freaking 40-year-old temperamental Aaron Rodgers? Man, probably. I guess you might. But also, it's interesting to think that him and Robert Saleh are like fighting over this. That would be interesting. How many bridges are you going to burn? Sorry.
No, that would be interesting to have the Saleh and Shanahan having to go for him. That would be a lot of fun to see.
It would be a lot of fun to see because essentially, think about it. If Kyle Shanahan goes and gets Aaron Rodgers, he's already burned the bridge with Matt LaFleur over this, right? This was last. Yes. He tried to get Matt LaFleur 2 years ago. Matt LaFleur felt like it was behind his back. Wouldn't even talk to him after the game a couple years ago. Now, if he pulls the rug underneath Robert Saleh's feet and takes Aaron Rodgers, there's a high chance Saleh misses the playoffs this year, gets fired, blames Kyle. Damn, that's rough. Cutthroat world.
That's right. Then he ends up in Miami, and the Dolphins take over the world.
Yeah, Miami becomes like the refuge for all the people that feel like Kyle Shanahan's wronged them.
Yes.
JT O'Sullivan will be their quarterback coach.
There you go. Exactly.
Jimmy Garoppolo will be there in a year or two. AJ says, gents, the newest rumor is that the Niners may be interested in trading for Rodgers if the Jets deal falls through. Any thoughts? Wow. We got that one. 2 people wanted to know about Aaron Rodgers.
This is the hot topic. We missed it today, Grant. This is what we should be talking because this is all everybody's, I don't know. In terms of Aaron Rodgers, let me ask you, do you think Aaron Rodgers is worth the money for the 49ers right now? Does he make them a Super Bowl winner?
Yeah, probably. Now, here's the thing. I mean, I'm really pessimistic about the Niners. Here's what I'll say. If the Niners get Aaron Rodgers, Kyle get him hurt. So no.
Okay.
So no. So I'm a jerk. You know what I'm saying? I'm a jerk. I mean, he has been getting hurt. I mean, he's getting older. He's not as mobile as he used to be. He's kind of like Brady where he just kind of is trying to not get hit out there. I mean, yeah, if they had a little bit better, if they had a better right tackle than Colton McKivitz and a better right guard than Spencer Burford, yes. But they're so invested on their defense, which honestly, if they had Aaron Rodgers and a kick-ass offensive line, hell yeah. Because at that point, all you need is a mediocre defense. But the Niners are so invested in having the best defense because John Lynch is the GM or whatever. I don't know. It's no. Not until they get a better offensive line. Unless I'm really underrating Nick Zakelj and he's going to come out of nowhere to take the league by storm.
I don't know why you're throwing so much shade on Colton McKivitz. We've all seen him go. I mean, I don't know why you're saying that. I mean, we saw Colton McKivitz go out and how well he played against the Rams 2 years ago on that Week 18 game down in LA.
That one game? No, he's cool. Yeah. I mean, I think we'll see how he does in pass protection over a full year. But as a run blocker, I don't think he's going to. No, he's slow.
I'm teasing.
I know. You'd give me a tough time.
I'm throwing John Lynch's words at you there because that's what he said. He's trying to sell you on that one.
It's like that one game, that one time. It's like, say no more. We've seen those fight. Yeah, well, they were right about Jake Brendel, but if Jake Brendel's a good athlete, if you go check out his combine or pro day numbers, he actually can move. Colton McKivitz, not so much. No. So I want to see what Nick Zakelj can do, and I think that's the guy, the dark horse. He's a good athlete.
I saw the numbers you posted. He definitely is.
Surprising. Everyone's like, oh, he's got these really short arms. Like, they're literally an eighth of an inch shorter than Colton McKivitz. So I think he's in the ballpark. Glenn says, glad to see you both together again. Now we just need Vish. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Gavin Brown says, at Jack Hammer, will you rock a man bun if we get A-Rod?
That'd be fantastic. For sure. I'll do that. If Aaron Rodgers shows up in San Francisco, I'll do a whole show with a man bun.
Be careful. Jarrett Bailey said he was going to eat a shirt if the Niners finished the season undefeated, and he had to eat the shirt. I think he ate part of the shirt.
Yeah, something. He ate something. It wasn't a shirt. He ate something.
If you go big, go Lamar, not 40-year-old Aaron. I see.
I agree.
But Lamar's kind of scary too because he has gotten hurt the last 2 years. And again, it's the 49ers, guys. We got to be self-aware here. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's not something they're good at a lot of things. That's not one of them yet. I'll be positive.
I would go Lamar too.
Yeah. Ezio Sanchez says, I have a theory that Kyle Shanahan wants to injure his quarterback so he can play. Regarding Kirk, not that I want him. Having a top 8 to 12 quarterback could get us over the hump. If the Niners could keep any quarterback healthy, sure. Actually, looking at Kirk Cousins' numbers, I mean, the Niners haven't had a quarterback like that since freaking Garcia.
I mean, let's just like pump the brakes just a little bit. I know it's only an 8-game sample size, but what Brock Purdy did in the 8 games that he played before the NFC Championship game was as good as any quarterback play that we've seen. I've said this many times. It was the best quarterback play we've seen in San Francisco under Kyle Shanahan. It's best quarterback. His performance in the playoffs is the best since the Kaepernick in 2012.
True.
But
that's also a reflection of what the Niners have had.
Sure. But you look at his numbers over that time period compared to the rest of the league. The 49ers were scoring right there with the top teams in the league. His numbers in the 49, I posted this and people got upset about it, but his number, he had more 200-yard passing games in the playoffs than Patrick Mahomes.
That's interesting.
That's true. The one thing about that though is Mahomes missed a series of the game against Jacksonville with the injury, but it was one series. But let's just give him that. So that means that the 49ers with Purdy and the Chiefs with Mahomes were putting up points and moving the ball at roughly the same clip. And I know it's not just Purdy. Purdy has a bunch of boatload of guys around him. That's what the difference is. But I'm just saying in terms of the 49ers offense overall and the way they're performing.
The way I remember it with Purdy is he was very efficient, like completed a high percent. He completed 67% of his throws. Also threw a lot of touchdown passes. Like that was something we hadn't seen in a while. He threw at least 2 touchdown passes in every start in the regular season. But he actually, wasn't super prolific with the yards. Like 200. Let me go through his appearances: 210, 185, 217, 234. 284 against the Raiders in that game that went to overtime, 178 against Arizona, 332 against Seattle, and then 214 against Dallas, and then he got hurt. So I'm not saying he can't be prolific, but he wasn't driving the offense. It was still a run-first offense. Or he was throwing short passes. I don't know what it was.
It was a little bit of all those things.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of all those things.
Yeah.
Part of the reason, and I said this during the regular season too, part of the reason they were putting up the points too was like the Washington game, for example. They put up over 30 points in that one. He played well, but the part of that was the defense played great too. They gave him the ball short.
Many turnovers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a lot that went into that. So it's a good thing the Niners don't have to like give him an extension. They can just say, we like him. He's a leader in the clubhouse. But like watch him play for a few more years before you determine if he's as special as John Lynch says he is. I think Kyle Shanahan gets that. I give Kyle Shanahan credit. I think he's always the guy in the background like, that quarterback's not that good. He's not that good. Which, at least he's not the one I think that falls in love. I think John Lynch was the one that was really excited about giving Jimmy Garoppolo $150 million or whatever. I don't know. WB Studio says, are we going to have a legit quarterback competition between Trey and Sam for week 1 or an unfair camp? Like when Trey went against number 1 defense at practice and struggled and threw less picks than Jimmy. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I really hope it'll be competition.
It's all going to depend on what's going on with Brock Purdy. I mean, they talked about a quarterback competition, but just parsing Shanahan's words, he didn't say anything about a quarterback competition in training camp. He said he only was talking. He was very specific about OTAs, and so it was very interesting. We'll see what happens, but I would love for it to be a quarterback. I would like to see them roll the ball out, let all three of those guys just go wild. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Tyler says, so would you rather have Lamar or Rodgers if this is true? Lamar.
Yeah.
The guy in his 20s. Robert says, are we gassing up Brock like we did Jimmy in 2018? I'm a little afraid because Jimmy actually was putting up, if you remember in 2017, he was throwing, he didn't throw a lot of touchdown passes. That was different. But he wouldn't have a great team. I mean, he was putting up like 300 yards, 330 yards, throwing a Marquise Goodwin. It was impressive. I mean, he got a lot of money off of it. And then he never played like that again.
There's a difference. There was a difference though, and that there were some. You go back and you really watch those games. There was in 2017. I saw a guy who was making some really good throws, but he was also getting lucky on some throws.
Super lucky. The one against Tennessee where he just threw the pop fly and he got caught by Goodwin. Yes.
Yeah, he had a few of those in different games. And if you go back, those were games that I know they weren't a very good team, but they're winning on field goals at the end of games. And, it was okay.
True. I think there was a little bit of that with Brock, though. I think he had some passes that could have been picked that weren't, but he was just throwing so many freaking touchdown passes and the Niners were scoring so many points. It didn't matter at all. But it'd be interesting. I mean, he definitely was putting the ball in harm's way more than Jimmy was even at the end.
I feel like I remember how I felt coming out of 2017 was that I wasn't sure what Garoppolo was. I know he had played really well. It was really exciting, but I had a lot of questions if he was going to be able to continue that. With Purdy, if it wasn't for the injury, I wouldn't have those same questions.
Right. But still, I mean, I feel like when you watch Garoppolo, when you watch Purdy, it's fun. It works here. But it's not like watching the second coming of Steve Young. It's not like, hey, this guy's going to be in the Hall of Fame. I still feel it's like it's good enough. It's good enough for the system and the structure and all of it. But I still would like to see the Niners shoot for the stars. And I thought they did that one time. But maybe I'm underselling Brock Purdy. Dustin the Gale, we'll talk about his special traits in a minute. Dustin the Gale says, how important will preseason performance be for Lap Dance Lance? I get the feeling it will be ignored by Shanny even if he plays well. Lap Dance Lance. Is that even a put down? Like, that's kind of a nice thing to be known as.
That's a good one.
I think, if he's getting judged off practice, then I think it matters.
Yeah, I think if Lance comes out and plays really well during training camp and during preseason and he's lighting it up like they would expect him to, I don't think they're going to discount it. I think that's what kind of slowed his role in 2021 was he kind of hit a little bit of a wall after the Kansas City game and kind of slowed down just a little bit, and that's why they just moved off with Garoppolo in 21. So I think if he plays up to his potential and really blows it out, I think he could take the job.
So there's porn star Jimmy, Lap Dance Lance. How do the Niners keep getting the same quarterback? They keep thinking that this guy's a grinder. It's like, oh, there he is again. You gotta laugh. Damn it. When are we gonna see Brock Purdy? It's like, oh. But he's supposed to be very religious, right? He's not gonna make this. But so is Lance.
I don't know. Well, we'll see.
You never know with Brock.
The only thing, the good thing about it is that he's in Arizona. There's really not a whole lot going on in Arizona.
That's true.